Shout out to the NPC with half my name.
What's
Dazzy.
that?
Oh, she missed that one. Go on.
All right. Well, we met up. Now what?
So we're in. Oh, I don't know. The pressure's on me, I suppose here. But so we've met up with each other. We're in Windy Woods. This is very basic stuff. I'll show you around, I guess, but it's huge and it's long, so this might be a long tour of where to go. So, all right, let's go this way.
This way. Oh,
let me start off.
Oh, you're the tiny one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do we have question marks?
Because we're new players.
Oh, so how do you get rid of it? There's no sprout?
When you've played for a while, there's no sprout. So, unlike FF14, where you can put a marker on each other, like we do in World of Warcraft, there's none of that.
Are you sprinting? Because I don't think
I'm indeed not sprinting. There is not a sprint button in this game.
Okay.
There's only one speed.
Because I thought there was like a dash or something.
And no. And races do not go faster than each other. So this is the entrance to Windurst. I mean, there's like several entrances. So this is the entrance. We're not going to go out there. Look at Lumikisu is, but we're not. There is a couple of things that we can do in the game to help. There's a lot of information I'm going to throw at you, V. So just take this with a grain of salt. So I'm gonna take it one step at a time and just introduce you to Windurst. So Windurst is the village or forest, I guess you want to call it, of the Mithras and the Tarus, okay?
Okay.
Around the areas of the NPCs, which are all with green text, they're all NPCs. Real players, like Mela is a real player. They'll have different colored names, like white names or bluish names. That's when you know that they're a real player. For now, this is the entrance. So if you entered from the outside where you were fighting, let's entrance in. So we're gonna take a left here. Are you okay?
Yeah, I just had to readjust your camera a little bit. We're good.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna go around here. There's also these little cool NPCs that are called the 8 of Spades, the 6 of Hearts. It's really kind of cool. Look. Do you see them?
Yeah.
This NPC here. Kind of cool. 8 of Spades.
So what do they do?
Cool. If you remember, back in FF14, there was a dungeon that we fight them in. It's in Stormblood. Do you remember them now?
I don't think so.
There's some enemies that we fight that look like that. So first up around here on the left side, we have the Chocobo Ranch. So this is where you can rent out a Chocobo. You don't get your own Chocobo, you have to rent them out. You can get your own Chocobo, but that takes IRL days.
Really?
Yeah,
like
and you've got to wait for your egg to
IRL days?
No, real life days.
Well, yeah. But combined in game, like it takes like a few days of gameplay.
And in game days as well, but you've got to wait for the egg to hatch and all that good stuff. It's a full quest line for it.
I see.
So this is the Chocobo players. You can go inside, inside here.
Is that the only mount you can get in game, or is there more?
There used to be more. I think there still is. This is also similar to or akin to the weather NPC in FF14, if you ever wondered what the weather was. How this game works is on the bottom left-hand side. Do you see there's a green symbol?
Yeah.
This is Wednesday. Yes, so it's like the day of the week is Wednesday.
Okay.
There's days of the week according to the elements.
Oh, okay.
Light day, dark day, fire day, ice day. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, and how this works is if you were to cast spells on that elemental day, that spell would be slightly stronger. Yeah.
That's interesting. Cool. I am kind of a sucker for like the elemental like damage and stuff. Is that something that you can use to plan your activities? For example, if you want to fight a boss that spawns on a map or something that is vulnerable to something, is that something that people take advantage of?
I believe that's a thing, yeah. Also on the bottom left hand side next to it is the time of day. As you can see, each time of day or each game day is roughly about 57 minutes, so it's about an hour. Next to it is your coordination, just like FF14. If you bring up the map, you'll see your coordination of K12. We're on K12 right now, if you stood right where I am. Also on the left side, that little tiny thing above it, yeah, that's your radar. Yeah.
Okay.
That tiny thing on the bottom left hand side, above the time, that is your radar.
That's
Yeah.
convenient.
Yeah, we don't have a radar in FF11 yet. So, but we will use maybe an add-on later on that will bring up the minimap. So we'll do that later. Inside, you'll get used to clicking doors. So this is the Chocobo stable, so you have to target the door to open it.
How do I I'm targeting you now? How do I...
You're not targeting me right now. There you go.
I was briefly targeting you.
You have to use the D-pad to navigate to select NPCs. So like from here, I can select Amimi, Chocobo, Sariel, Quise. So you should practice that with your D-pad. Which is these buttons here, look. That's called the D-pad.
Okay.
Directional buttons.
Oh, okay.
There you go. This is analog stick. This is D-pad. If you're ever not sure, directional buttons, up, down, left, right is D-pad, right? So that is going to be your savior, because you're going to need to select things, like selecting an enemy, like selecting an NPC, like selecting doors, like selecting the auction house. Yeah. This is your first MMO controller experience, so you're welcome. Anyway, in here, you talk to an NPC, rent out a Chocobo, but guess what? You can't do that yet, because we're not the right level.
So what can you do? If there's no quests or anything, you're just on your own? Like, what do you do in game?
You do not have any quest markers on any NPCs' heads. So back in the day, we'd have to talk to NPCs. They're old-fashioned way, and then if they gave you a quest, you'd know it. And it doesn't pop up, quest activated, it doesn't pop up like that at all.
No, it just tells you something, right?
So this here is the auction house. And how this works is you can only sell, forgive me for not remembering, 7 or 6 items ever. Actually, no,
like in your character's lifetime?
In the retail game, you could only sell 6 or 7. In this game, I think you can sell either an infinite amount or as many as you want.
Why is that?
Why what?
Why can you only sell 7?
Why is it an infinite amount now?
Why is it?
I don't know. I think it was to prevent like fluctuation of loads of items selling, because back then there was thousands of people playing.
Like, how do you even decide what to sell? It's like, oh, this is my 1 out of 7.
We'll get onto all that later. But yes, I'm not going to give you a tour of the auction house because we're not ready yet. But this is the auction house. You would highlight it using the D-pad. You'll get used to hearing that, and click it, and it'll pop up with buy, bid, sell, and status, sales status.
But it doesn't. It doesn't even show like there's something in there for me.
Click it.
Never mind. Because you stood right there, so. Oh. Okay.
No, you can just target it. And now you're gonna have bid and sell. So careful here. In any of these menus, you can go to armor, and it will show you all armor for all jobs. And you need to be careful what you can use. Normally, we'll get onto all that when we worry about that. But that is the auction house. That's where you would buy.
I was really confused because it looks closed and.
Yeah, I know.
Like no person to. Okay.
Anyway, that's the auction house. That's really important. That is where you'll make most of your gil, if not all of your gil. So come around here. Take a left here. This is the Bone Workers Guild, alongside the Weavers Guild, which is around the corner. This is the Bone Workers Guild, so you can craft in this game. Crafting is incredibly complicated. You won't be given a recipe list. You'll just have to, you don't get given a recipe list.
Okay, so how do you know what to craft and how?
Google.
Well, what happened before Google? Like, how would people craft items?
No one ever talks about the world without Google V. But for
who
real,
was the person who wrote it on
for
Google?
real, you can
how
enter in here, and you've got NPCs, and you can join these guilds, and you would need what they call crystals, plus whatever recipe items you need to craft. But we'll get on to crafting another time. We certainly won't be diving into crafting for quite a long time. But this is just, all I'm telling you is that this is the Bone Workers Guild.
Okay.
This is a shop. It is the Nichaz Goods. If you click the door, you'll see the title of the place.
Do you think they're... Oh, okay.
Or just open the door, and that works too. What were you saying?
No, never mind. I thought it was gonna be the same thing as the auction house without anyone in the door, and I was already about to ask if there's a reason why they don't put an NPC where something is being sold.
They're in there. They're in there. Come out when you're ready.
So I have to manually open the...
You always have to open doors.
Okay.
These spoiled people's having an automatic open doors. Where's the immersion? Right? So let's go down the road. We go around the corner
That's
here.
why I keep the doors in my house open, so that I don't have to do it.
And down along this way, if you look above the door, can you tell me what symbol that is?
It looks like bread on a stick, but is that weaving?
Okay, this is the Weaver's
Okay.
Guild. This is the same weaving icon I'm thinking 14. That's why I thought you might know it. It's the Weaver's Guild, so we're not going to go in. It's just the Weaver's Guild. This is only Zone 1, by the way. This is only Zone 1 of like 3 or 4 for just the city.
Jesus.
There's no enemies in the city, so... So, continuing on.
I'm always just expecting to transition from one zone to another, but it seems that everything is
It's
just
pretty seamless for a PS2 game, right,
Yeah.
Kappa? So this is the main square. I guess you want to kind of think of it as a main square. Look, you've got your little fountain here. So from in here, we have the big building over here with the flags on it. That is the consulate, or Sandorian consul.
Okay.
We're not going to go in.
Is there a
we will
reason
eventually.
why there's flags from both of those two cities?
I
Oh,
don't
it's
know
like
why
their
the flag-
embassy?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
And the flag is the green flag is because that's
Yeah, it's our
and
flag, yeah.
Our town representing.
And there's the other one as well, right?
Andoria.
So what do you do with what do you do inside of these?
I think it's something to do with like it's part of the like story, not story, but like a quest, and you can change allegiance. So if you're like, oh, I'm a Windurstian, you can go, I want to be a part of the Sandorian now, and then you'd have to maybe do all that stuff. You have on the far right side here the monastery, not monastery, a manustery. Don't actually know what this building is, I'll be honest. I've been in it and I still don't know what it is. I still don't know. It's very common for Lalafels to have two very syllable names, like Shantoto Toto, Boizo Naizo, Kopuro Papuro. Do you get it now?
Yep.
And the spare zero card is dead by the looks of it. But we're not going to talk to NPCs. I wouldn't, because you might activate a quest by mistake.
Don't you want to do quests?
We can later. Baby steps. Do you see the shout command, by the way? That's the guy yelling or shouting. He's asking for a teleport mayor. That is a teleport. And remember, only healers can do that. So that I would be able to get him invited to a party, trade him gil, and teleport him somewhere, and come back here and go, right, where were we? And I've just got 3,000 gil and can buy you something nice. So from here, we have another building over at the far left here. I don't remember what these buildings do, I'll be honest, but it's another monastery section. So, and then there's a big door here that I actually don't know what's ever behind here, or if you can even go behind there, but whatever.
Was this the city you started in when you started your character, or no?
I started in Sandoria originally. So let's leave this area and let's go to Windy Walls, but we're not done yet. You think this is massive? Shout out to the NPC with half my name.
What's
Dazzy. Oh, she missed that one. Go on.
I did, sorry. So how much gil is a lot of gil? Like, how does money work in the game?
A lot of gil would be in this. It would depend because Horizon's slightly
Like,
different.
give me a
but
number on what's a lot of gil. A million, okay. Because for example, in World of Warcraft Classic, I don't know, 200 gil is already quite a lot of gil, like rich kind of gil.
Well, you have 10 gil on you right now. I haven't even brought up the menu to show the equipment menu yet. So along this way, this is like a pier, and they've got Dalamals inside it. You probably recognize these Dalamals. They're called the Ha-Has here, but they're actually called Dalamals. That is the type of enemy they
I believe
are.
they're called Ha-Has.
They're called the Ha-Has, yeah. So going up this way around here, this is called the Mithra Groves. So technically this would be maybe where you're from. So we can go down here. And on the right side here, there's an icon here.
Is that alchemy, or is there alchemy?
I don't think there is alchemy. There is fishing, woodworking, smithing, goldsmithing, clothcraft, leathercraft, bonecraft, alchemy, cooking, and synergy.
Has to be alchemy then, no?
So we got some NPCs here. I don't know. We'll find out. Some of it I don't remember. I'll be honest. So I can't find the door for this big building
really
here.
Nice.
Yeah, windy music's proper comfy. So there's a door here. Can we go in? We cannot go in.
Oh.
So I actually don't know what this is, I'll be honest. I think it's some NPCs, basically. I think it's those NPCs that sell things. I think it's a shop of some kind. But around the corner...
Isn't it like in FF14 where you have a shop for certain crafting stuff, and
similar.
then you have the crafting close by?
Yeah, exactly, similar, yeah. And this is the same thing, is that there's some NPCs over here. You know, there might be a quest here to hand something in or something. You can't enter these buildings here for whatever reason, but yeah. So that's here. This is called the Mithra Groves, this whole section. And it's like a very swampy area, as you can tell. And this is all inside Windurst here. So now we go to one last area of Windy Woods. And this is only one of 4 zones. So I can continue the tour another time, or we can continue on.
I like it here. It's really chill.
This is
I'm not going to remember this if you're expecting me to... Oh?
It's called the Hahi.
Uh-huh.
So continuing around here, we go to the other half of the Mithra Groves. There's no sprint buttons to get used to the speed.
I thought it was like a dash or a sprint or auto run or something.
There's an auto run button, yeah. So we can go 2 ways here. I won't take us down there, but it's the same thing. Huts on the left and huts on the right, look. And NPCs, Kototo and Bopper Gresso and Charla Bagata and all these random
Are any of them
names.
important?
They will be for quests. You know, some of them will be for fame quests, some of them will be for quests to get spells or equipment, maybe. Some maybe that will maybe reward you with a fishing rod, or maybe one might be for something else. So there's a lot of different stuff like that. But yeah, you can kind of get the feel of Windurst though, of this like swampy, green, but foresty area. Music's proper comfy.
It is, it is.
You can go to all the cities later.
What level do you have to be to travel?
You can just leave and go there yourself, but good luck not getting dying. Not good English. Not dying on the way.
Can you ask for like someone to teleport you? But you don't have money in
You don't have the crag.
The what?
Activate the crag. C-R-A-G. Activated yet. So the crags are like activating Aether shards, if you want to think about it that way.
Okay.
So
wait, you're gone.
teleport that yet.
Oh, okay.
So the nearest one for us is the Mea, or Mea, M-E-A, crag. So once we go to it, you click it, you get the key item, you can teleport there. And there's the Dem, and then there's the Holla, H-O-L-A.
It's like dollar from FF8, but it's actually dollar. Holla.
That's it. Holla, H-O-L-A.
Yeah.
Holla. Or Holla, I guess you'd maybe say. We've always called it teleport Holla. So this is now the next screen. This is Windy Walls. And this is your auction house of Windy Walls. These were always occupied in all the zones. So there's several auction houses and several screens.
So what's your favorite part in this area? Like out of all these? Do you have one?
Well, so there's 2 paths broken up. The left path will take you to a residential area. Residential area is where you change jobs, where you'll check your delivery mail to see if you've sold things on the auction house and all that good stuff, and where you might want to store items and all that stuff. On the right, if you look in front of you, is the Lifer Tree. Sorry, not the Lifer Tree Kappa. It's the Heaven's Tower. It's called. Do you see it? If you press up on your right analog stick, yeah, that's it. To have a good look at it, you can see how big it is. and you can go inside it. It's called the Heavens Tower. That's the Heavens Tower. That is the star of this zone's show. So if you press the square and go to map and take a look at the map a minute, you'll see Heavens Tower clearly labelled.
Ah, okay. I see.
And you can see, and I won't show you around the whole
What's the blue dot on in the center?
I can't remember.
There's just like a small marker?
Oh no, I see it. I don't remember.
No, I just don't know what it means.
I don't know what it is
pretty.
either. So I couldn't tell you. But what I will say is if you press square and go to map, like I was showing you, go, yeah. Now zoom out if you can a little bit. Yeah, that's it.
What's the button? No, I was just moving around. Huh?
The zoom
I think I was fully zoomed out. Yeah.
The zoom out button is the right analog stick. And I was just going to show you using the left analog stick. You can zoom around, you can have a look around, up and down, and you can see. I'm not going to take you to all the areas. You know, this is something you can have fun doing in your own time, or if you need to head somewhere. But you might remember an NPC in FF Dissidia or something called Shantoto.
I think I remember something in FF14. I've never played Dissidia, so I wouldn't know.
There was also a crossover event in FF14 with Shantoto in it. If you if you use your left analog stick and go up, like I said, go up.
Is that a Lalafell Black Mage or something like that?
I'm getting to it. On the right hand side, you'll see there's a house in Shantoto's manor.
Yeah.
So that's obviously where Shantoto lives. So we can go there right now. And I was going to say let's go there and see him, but we won't do that because you can see this screen. You can see all the houses are labelled on the map. So we're not done here yet. So we're now running. I'm waiting for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, again you can see there's like a moat or a swamp around the Heavens Tower. You can't go down there, you know, you can't go into it's not like a free thing. You can't jump in this game. Although the retail may have just announced recently that there's going to be a jump button, so pretty huge news for a 20-year-old game to finally get a jump button. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. There was an animation, an emote of your Lalafell or whatever jumping, but it wasn't you really jumping. But if they actually have you actually jumping, that would be quite a big game changer from a gameplay standpoint.
So question about enemies. Sorry, this is a bit random, but is there a difference in enemies depending on whether it's nighttime or daytime?
Yes. And some enemies will only appear at night. Bats, for example, will appear at night. Certain ghouls and ghosts will also appear at night. If you're ever wondering what that macro palette is doing on the screen...
I don't know how to get rid of it.
You've got rid of it now. Just press the cancel button, the B button.
No, I did, but it keeps appearing on its own. And now I'm auto-running. I don't know how to turn it off either.
The auto button is the
I pressed it.
Shout out to the 4 diamonds.
So I guess they're important for something.
They're just NPCs. So one thing you'll notice, similar to probably WoW, is outside in the we'll go out soon. We'll get fighting soon. But similar to WoW, across different regions, you'll have different beasts, right? So outside of Sandoria, you'll have the dreaded orcs that you saw in that introduction.
Yeah.
In the Windurst area, we have Yagudos. They're feather creatures, you'll see. And outside of Bastok, they'll have Quadabs, which are like turtles, huge turtles, and they're all big. They're all certainly bigger than me, because I'm a Lalafell, or a Taro, sorry. Certainly, I'm bigger than you. So this is Windurst Waters. I'm not going to show you around the entire screen here. But we've got the Alcayo Hostel, if you bring up the map. And use the left analog stick to look up and down, On top right hand side, we've got the Alcayo Hostel, the Aurastery, the Optistery, and Sarsa's Catalyst Shop, Culinarian Guild V, if you ever want to do Culinarian. Not the Timber Maniacs, but the Timbers Tavern. And we have the Rarab Tail Hostelry. And again, another residential district on the left side of where we are right now.
So I'll tell you something from the perspective of someone who's in the game for the first time, obviously it's gorgeous, and it does it does ring a little familiar, especially when it comes to Gridania and FF14 and whatnot. But let's assume that I'm here on my own and that I don't have anyone showing me around. As a new player, without knowing anything about the game, I'm feeling lost, because now you just mentioned like, oh, we're gonna be fighting soon, but what would be the reason for fighting if we didn't take like a side quest or something? So how does a new player get into the game in the first place and get their bearings at all?
I genuinely, for someone who was like 17 or 18 and when I started this game, I still can't tell you. I think it's ridiculous how it doesn't hold your hand at all. Like, you're not pointed out in the right directions at all. Do you know what you were told to do back then, darling? The dreaded thing that everyone hates, which annoys the hell out of me with MMOs, you talk to other players. It's an MMO. It was designed for you to engage in other people. We're not going to be doing that. We don't
like,
need
where
to.
did they find out, you know, how to...
Talking in game. Talking to NPCs, talking in game. You know, stuff like that. So, one thing I will say is, let's introduce you to something really important before we go out fighting and do all this stuff. So let's press the square button. We have a menu here, right? So you now know, and you'll get very familiar with the map button very quickly. But we have the equipment menu, so go to the equipment menu.
Where is that?
It was in that menu.
Not there. Oh, okay.
Okay, equipment. Do you see how, by the way, if you think this menu is small, I made it bigger.
Okay.
So that's why I made it bigger. So when you equip the equipment screen, you're gonna see on the right side it says storage options. Don't worry about that. All the green stuff is equipped.
Okay.
The white stuff is not equipped.
Oh, okay.
So that is a belt. So you see you've got a waist. Look what. Maybe don't before you equip it. Look what it does. But done.
Okay.
It gives you strength +1. So now on the left side, you can see it says strength 7 +1.
I see.
That's how gear is going to be showing you what you've been getting. Now, because you are a monk, you use your hands. So you don't have a weapon. I do. And if you watch my character on screen, can you watch my screen? Just watch. So when you equip something, it will show, and you can now see I have a staff equipped.
It disappeared. So weird.
That's why I wanted you to look at me. So in this game, you have gear swaps. FF14's combat's got nothing on 11s. FF14's live action, bit more live action because you're pressing buttons, fast blade, savage blade, and doing combos and stuff. There's no combos in this game, right? But I will say one thing is, once you start leveling up monk, this is, I'll give you a picture of this. So you're fighting as a monk, right? You have to watch me this, not in game. But so you're fighting as a monk, and every time you're hitting, you're going to be accumulating something called TP, tactical points, right? Similar to 14. And when you get like 100 or 1,000, it might be 1,000 in this, you're going to have an ability eventually, when you skill up enough skill with your hand-to-hand or weapon or whatever, to you're going to have an ability to weapon skill.
Okay. Well, one question about the party. Does your party get access to information on your TP? Like,
yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes. But before, so baby steps. You're fighting, you build up TP, and then you're gonna go to your menu on the bottom left side is where your menu will be, and you're gonna go to ability, weapon skill, and you're gonna use whatever your ability will be. Your first weapon skill will be called combo, and it does a lot of damage. Like, you'll probably end up one-shotting rabbits and all sorts of stuff. We're gonna fight together. It's gonna be little EXP, but it'll just give you some basics. I'm a black mage, and the only spell I have, actually, hold on, watch the screen.
Oh, it has a sound and everything.
Yep, I learned the ability of Stun. That's the only spell I have.
How did you learn it?
I had a scroll automatically on me because I'm a new character.
Do I have that?
We're gonna get into it just one step at a time. So fighting, yeah, so that's what you're gonna do. So the whole premise of fighting is build up enough TP, use a weapon skill. Later on, you will get job abilities, not weapon abilities. Weapon skills are different. Job abilities, such as your first one will be a boost. that'll boost your next attack by however much damage, or something for a while, or boost for so long. And if you're a warrior, you'll get things like berserk. So later on, darling, not only will you be clicking weapon skills, you're going to be clicking abilities. Combat will feel slow at the beginning. Naturally, it's an MMO, right? But once you start leveling up and you get more abilities to play with, you'll be doing more things. Then we'll start having those macros that you keep clicking, and we'll start being able to click buttons rather than using that menu on the bottom left. At the beginning, though, let's get used to just the basics of fighting and worrying about that.
What's the sorry?
I'm going to get into a.
What's the adventure coupon?
You jump in the gun, so I haven't got to it yet. So now you've gone out of equipment and you've gone to items now. So now in your items, you'll notice you've got the adventure coupon. We're encouraged to trade this in for an NPC where he'll give us a couple of 100 gil and maybe, I think he gives us, I can't remember if it's he gives us a couple of 100 gil just to start the adventure off. That's it. We haven't done that yet, but we will, if it works. If it doesn't work, we'll store it and do it later. But we're jumping the gun to unimportant things.
It
and
sounds
we need
like
to be...
it's something to get you started. So I would think because it gets you started, it's one of the first things you want to look at.
But you have to remember, we're starting this on the private server, not the main game. The main game has you talk to an NPC and all this kind of stuff. You just didn't see it. Normally the game opens up with a cutscene. There was not that because we're on a private server. So you need to imagine that this is still giving you 99.8% of the game. The small bits are not giving you is the opening cutscene of welcome to Windurst, the story about this. It's a little story, but we missed out on it. It's a little bit. You'll see. It's not like game breaking, I promise. It's just introducing you to Windurst.
But from the technical standpoint, would there have been an NPC that is showing signs of wanting to talk to you?
I think someone says, oh, you can talk to this person, yeah.
I see.
When we go into retail and you've mastered this, you're going to be like, oh my god, this is vastly different. But anyway, let's continue on. So just to double check, when you go to equipment, I'm not even going to tell you how to press menu button anymore. This is, I'm hoping you're slowly going to start remembering. So menu button, equipment, go to main. There's a box on the left hand side saying main, neck, earring and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So there's a lot of equipment in this game, so you can wear 2 earrings, 2 rings, you can wear ranged weapons, have a sub-weapon which is normal shield. Your main is your main weapon. You don't have one, right? I wanted to clarify that you didn't have one. That's fine. So you're just going to go to an enemy in a minute, and you're going to look at an enemy, you're going to target it with your D-pad, you're going to click yes to attack it, and then you have to run up to the enemy, and you automatically fight with your hand-to-hand, and you're just watching the screen and watching this. It's going to be slow, it's going to be shocking for you, but that's what we're going to do, alright? Ready?
Okay.
Follow me. It sounds slow AF, and when I describe it to myself, I'm laughing going, this sounds ridiculous. But I promise it'll make a little sense. And it is kind of like easy to understand at the beginning, you'll see. So these things on the right hand side, these are like your equivalent of your like little aether shards. This is called a home point.
But you can't use them to teleport.
You can in the retail. I don't know if you can in this game. So what I wanted to tell you is when you die, this would be where you return to. If you die far away, this is where you return.
I see.
So for the purpose of where we are right now, let's click it. And it does say travel to another home point, which we do not have access to, right? And you can also set this as your home point, which would be us saying that this is where I will go when I die. Shall we do that?
Sure.
So let's do that. Let's go click home point. Let's set this as a home point. You've done it. Yeah, bottom left hand side, you'll see the little noise. That'll say purple text for you. Oh, you've got timestamp on, that's why. Okay, I don't. So it'll say home point set. So now we're gonna head outside. I'm a black mage, I am not a melee, but I will be using my staff because...
So the difference between this and retail when it comes to teleporting would be that white mages on retail don't make money creating these teleports because everyone has access to aetherytes?
Yes. It used to be for a long time that white mages would make money for doing it. Some people would ask for a warp, which black mages can do. They can target a person and send you to a home point. But we can get scrolls that send us back to our home points, but we can't have scrolls for us to manually go to, like, let's say, teleport holler.
Is there teleport skills, like in combat, something like blink or teleport? For example, in World of Warcraft, you can create a teleport that teleports you, I don't know, 20 yards away or something, and then your party members can use it. Like a small gate.
No. But thieves do have the ability to flee, and what flee does is if you imagine how we just ran this whole way, imagine times 3 speed. That would be flee. It'd only go on for 15 seconds, but you'd be able to flee away from an enemy.
I see.
There's lots of cool things about these jobs. They're very unique jobs in this game. For example, thieves at level 15 get a hidden trait, a job trait, which is also something we've not talked about, called Treasure Hunter. And when it lands on an enemy, by just one poke of a thief, it can increase the number of drops or rare drops.
What makes it hidden? Like, why is it a hidden trait?
Because it's not hidden, but I just said hidden because if you press square,
what,
if you
now?
press menu button, yeah, and then go down to abilities, or up to abilities, whatever, you'll see you've got job abilities, job traits, and job traits. If you click that, nothing will be there. But in this, you've got martial arts. I don't have anything yet. So, certain levels, people will get certain job traits that are not everything you won't click, you'll just naturally have it. And thieves get that at level 15, and that's why I called it hidden, because you don't click it, it's a natural thing for
passive,
thieves.
more like.
Yeah, passive, yeah. So job abilities, click, go to abilities again. Keep that out of the menu. Go to job ability, do not click too much, careful. So that ability, you're not going to believe this when I tell you, that is OP as fuck. That is called 100 Fists. If you click it, do not click it.
Why? Will I hit myself?
Press circle. No, but you'll regret it. Just get out of it, yeah, press up. So this is called your 2-hour ability. You can only use it once every 2 hours.
Okay.
It might be reduced down to 1, and you constantly just keep doing this, babe. You, like, really fast. You'll see in a minute, you're going to be attacking really slow. But 100 Fists is like, your shit button. That's why I said don't click it. For me, mine is allowing spellcasting without MP. So I can, like, unlimited blast enemies.
For how long?
However long it lets me, I can't tell you. I don't click it yet. Warriors get Mighty Strikes, which is every attack is a crit. For like 15 seconds. Ninjas is kill themselves. I'm not joking. You just die, but you don't lose EXP. So that we used to call that like D3, which is, I don't know why, death 3, I guess. And they would just kill themselves at the end of a fight and go right and returning home.
So basically, it's called give up.
White mages, an addiction. Whole party gets a full heal. The amount of enmity white mages get from that if they're nearly dead, it's crazy. Samurais is like they get max TP and they can skill chain with themselves. That's something I've not spoke about yet. So much more shit to go with combat yet. So, talk to Puroiko Maiko WW.
So again, if I was a new player, what would make me talk to this one in particular? How would I know as a new player?
I can't tell you, V. I don't know. You talk to players in game. So talking to this NPC.
It's like FF14. What? That's cute.
You put text boxes.
Yeah,
because you put the add-on on. So we're gonna. You can close this text box then.
One of the guards charged with overseeing Windurst conquest campaign. Okay.
And then you're gonna select. Would you cast Signet on me?
What Signet?
I'll explain. You can select it for now.
Before I make a decision, I like to know what it is.
You're gonna want to have it, but if you don't want to trust me, that's fine. So Signet will add a little marker on your screen. And what Signet does is it's saying that you are recognized as an official participant in your nation's conquest campaign. So what this means is you'll be gaining some points called conquest points, and these conquest points later on we can trade these in for free items, equipment, EXP rings that you can recharge up forever in the game, so you can level faster, basically once every like 18 hours or something.
Okay. And what's
also
conquest points?
I just explained.
Oh,
it.
the
Conquest points are points that you
as in
can
how do
trade
you
in
obtain them? By just fighting?
by fighting enemies.
Yeah, I misworded. Yeah, okay.
And you will also get crystals, which with a stack of crystals, we can sell them later on for gil.
Okay. We had first place in our hands, but we let it slip away. If we want to be ranked first in Vanadale, each and every one of us must do their part. Look forward to hearing of your achievements. Good luck, citizen. I will bestow upon you your nation's signet. Okay, now I'm signetized.
Very cool spells in this game. They all sound really unique. So let's leave. And welcome to the next fighting screen.
The what?
So, you'll see.